To say today's story is crazy would be an understatement. The chaos surrounding the Las Vegas Aces is too hard to miss. From WNBA champions to a team losing its biggest stars, it's like watching House of Cards crumble in real time. In better words, we're bearing witness to one of the most dominant dynasties in WNBA history completely fall apart. Picture this. A championship team suddenly struggling to keep its roster intact. The latest blow? Sydney Coulson, the veteran guard who played a crucial role in securing 2 titles, is leaving for the Indiana Fever. But she's not the only one. The Aces have almost lost their entire core from last season. Who's still standing? Well, Alicia Wilson, Jackie Young, and Chelsea Gray, and that's about it. The Las Vegas Aces were supposed to be unstoppable. Back-to-back championships, a roster packed with all-stars, the best coach in the league, they had it all. Everyone was talking about the next great super team, but the twist in the tale wasn't something even a sniper would have seen coming. The Las Vegas Aces have almost lost their entire championship roster, and when I say entire roster, I'm not exaggerating. Let me break this down for you and talk about the key players who left and how their departures have affected the Aces. Let's start with Sydney Coulson. A leader on and off the court, Coulson's move to Indiana was a huge shock. She was a championship veteran who brought energy, defense, and leadership to the squad. She played a crucial role in the locker room, setting the tone for a winning culture. With her gone, the Aces lose a steadying presence and a defensive specialist. Her decision to leave has raised many questions. Was it about money, playing time, or something deeper within the organization? All of which only she has the answers for. Then we have Alicia Clark, another devastating loss to say the least. Clark is a 2-time WNBA champion and a defensive powerhouse. She was an anchor for the Aces, playing critical minutes and locking down opponents. Losing Clark means losing one of the best defenders in the league. And when championship teams lose elite defenders, their entire structure starts to weaken. Alicia Clark not being a part of the Aces will definitely weigh on them. And then we have Tiffany Hayes, who being a veteran guard made a surprising exit, leaving many Aces fans puzzled and scratching their heads. Hayes provided much needed scoring depth and had a knack for delivering in clutch moments. Her departure further depletes the team's offensive power, leaving Alicia Wilson and Jackie Young with even more pressure to perform. At this point, the Aces' roster is looking thinner than a piece of paper. Or could it be even worse? I'm still trying to figure out why all these players are suddenly dashing for the exit. The way I see it, the Aces have built a championship pedigree, so why abandon ship now? What really is happening to this team is a billion-dollar question no one has answers to. But we do have some speculation, rumors, and theories running around. Without any delay, let me break it down to you. Some rumors suggest that Alicia Wilson's presence may be causing friction. Is she too focused on herself? Are teammates feeling overshadowed? While Alicia is undeniably a superstar and her experience has added so much to the team, locker room chemistry plays such a critical part in team building and enhancing your game mindset, and something seems off here. The Aces are in a financial bind, the only WNBA team with 2 Supermax contracts in the book. With Jackie Young and Alicia Wilson taking up massive salary space, the team simply can't afford to keep being the supporting cast. Players like Sydney Coulson and Alicia Clark saw better financial opportunities elsewhere and made their call. It's almost common knowledge that players want one of 2 things: rings or big paydays. If the Aces can't offer either, why would the players want to stick around? With so many stars gone, some players might see the writing on the wall. It's no longer the best place to chase a championship. Yes, it's too bitter, but it's also the truth. Also, sources close to the team say Alicia Wilson is absolutely devastated. And can you even blame her? Imagine building something special, winning championships, creating a culture, only to watch it all fall apart faster than domino pieces. With all these exits, the Aces now rely heavily on Jackie Young and Chelsea Gray. But is that going to be enough? Jackie Young is an MVP caliber player, but she can't do it alone. Chelsea Gray, once an all-star level point guard, is seeing a decline in her numbers. Last season, she put up just 8 points and 5 assists per game. That's not exactly superstar production. If she continues to struggle, the Aces' backcourt might not be able to carry the load. The weights are distributed in such an uneven number, but from the looks of it, Aces is going to have a tough time to say the least. It's very important that we talk about money here because the Aces have done something no other team in the WNBA has. They've locked 2 players into supermax contracts. On paper, yes, that sounds great, but in reality, it's crippling their ability to build a strong and deep roster. If you look at Jewel Lloyd's contract, the deal is an absolute disaster for the Aces. She's making $250,000 a year, $50,000 more than Chelsea Gray. That's eating up valuable cap space that could have been used to retain key players. The financial mismanagement is coming back to haunt the franchise. Let's take a quick look at the numbers. Here's Lloyd's stats. 26% from 3, 36% from the field. For every good game, she has 2 bad ones. With so much cap space tied up in a few players, the Aces are struggling to afford even decent role players. Championship teams need depth, and right now, by the looks of it, Aces has none. Looking back at Chelsea Gray, it's like watching your favorite superhero lose their powers. You remember when Chelsea would hit those crazy clutch shots? When she'd make passes that had you rewinding the game like, how did she do that? Now, we're watching her put up numbers that'll make you do a double take for all the wrong reasons. But here's the real thing that nobody's talking about. There might be some serious drama happening behind the scenes. Multiple sources are saying there's tension in the locker room. I mean, if you're on a team with Alicia Wilson, it's hard to get your shine. Some players felt they were living in Asia's shadow, always playing second fiddle to the MVP. It could be hard to digest for a few players for obvious reasons. And all while this drama is happening within the Aces, guess who's out here making some powerful moves? It's the Indiana Fever. Yep, you heard that right. It's the same team that's been rebuilding since what feels like forever, but is now suddenly looking like a problem for many others. Sydney Coulson just dropped a bombshell by signing with the Fever. But here's the twist. It's not just about a little more money. It's said that the Fever might actually be paying their players more than the Aces could ever afford. Talk about a plot twist. This isn't just about the Aces anymore. This is changing the entire WNBA. Teams are realizing you can't just stack superstars and forget about the rest of your roster. It's like trying to make a sandwich with just the bread and forgetting all the good filling in the middle. Striking the right balance between stacking superstar players and decent role players is the way forward. Let's talk about money for a second in regards to the Aces, because this breakdown is crazy. The Aces are so strapped for cash, they're literally shopping in the bargain bin while other teams are at Gucci. They can't afford decent role players, they can't keep their stars happy, and they're watching their championship dreams slip away right in front of them. And let's not forget, while all this is happening, the New York Liberty are sitting pretty with their super team. Remember when everyone thought the Aces-Liberty rivalry would define the next 5 years? Well, now it's looking more one-sided than ever before. So what's next for the Aces? Can they bounce back from this? Alicia Wilson and the management aren't giving up without a fight, but at this point, you've got to wonder, is it too little too late? Meanwhile, the Fever is looking scary good. They've got young talent, veteran leadership, and now they're adding championship experience? Who's stopping them for 4 quarters? I don't see anyone for miles. The whole situation is changing the landscape of the WNBA. We're watching the evolution of the league in real time. Teams are getting smarter with their money, players are taking control of their careers, and the balance of power is shifting faster, and people have the audacity to say women's sports aren't exciting? Now, Aces fans are losing their minds on social media. Some are calling for changes in management, others are begging players to stay, and some have already lost hope and are calling this the end of an era. But let's not forget the ace player of the Aces, Alicia Wilson. She's a warrior, man. She's been carrying teams her entire career. From South Carolina to Las Vegas, she's always found a way to make it work. But this might be the biggest challenge she's ever faced yet. So here are the big questions. Can the Aces rebuild around Alicia? Will more players leave? Is this the end of their dynasty? Are the Fever the new super team? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below and let me know what you think the future of Aces is gonna be. Is this the end for the Aces, or can Alicia Wilson lead them back to glory? Well, only time will tell. And if you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, as well as hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on more such updates. Until next time, ciao for now.